Hello guys and welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about the lost art of professionalism and class, because I think in this era I think it's just gone. So we're going to go through a few clips here. The first one is the one from Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. The split screen, we're going to be focusing on Jason Statham, so let's take a look at this. So straight away we can see, look at that level of professionalism to his home. So, you know, everything's grey, everything's kind of a mature colour, it's dark, it's professional, apart from the pyjamas, they're a bit dodgy. But we can see over here, you know, he's got the lovely kind of half panoramic view of London. You know, it's a very professional, modern looking, professional older man's place. You know, he's not got the pool on the rooftop, he's not got the snooker table in the middle of the room. You know, it's a very professional looking place. You know, I think if you brought women back to this place here, I think compared to something like a frat boy type of house, I think they'd be, you know, very happy that they managed to find you. Now this sounds very silly, but you know, you've got your professional items here. You've got a kitchen which looks super expensive. You know, everything there looks high end. It's very well laid out. The color scheme is very professional. You know, everything here looks high quality, functionable. You know, and you've got this glass window here where you can see the car. It just looks sexy. It just looks classy, very professional. I think so many men would want to live in that kind of setup. Now we can see here he's got the expensive professional car. Now, yeah, it's a McLaren, it's kind of a show-off type of car. But at the end of the day, guys, he's got it in a colour which is very neutral. You know, it's a colour that is muted, that doesn't brag and say, look, I'm trying to be seen by everybody. I'm trying to make sure that the whole world spots me in my orange Lamborghini. And I think this is a massive lost art. And you know, he hasn't gone for the showboaty Ferrari, and McLaren is still showboaty, but it's, like I said, it's in that dark grey, and it just looks so clean and professional, especially in London, which we'll see in a minute. But then here, look at the outfit. You know, he's got the tie, he's got the waistcoat, the button shirt, he's got the nice professional coat, nice shoes on, I'd imagine, with the trousers. You know, it's kind of like bad boy mixed in with professional man. I love this image, and, you know, no hair transplant, just rocking the shaved head, old school man. This is why women love Jason Statham, because he's a balance of the two things. Just honestly, guys, how good does that look in the rain? How good does that sheen coming off the car look in the rain with those lights? And just everything has been chosen to be professional, not flamboyant. And I just think in this era there's a giant opportunity. We'll look at some stuff in a minute, but everybody is going left. Everybody's going down this channel where, you know, you've got to have rainbow colored hair, an orange Lamborghini. And I just think it comes from insecurities where everyone's a hype beast, everyone's trying to get attention, everybody wants to be, you know, seen and heard at the same time. Whereas I think that lost art that we saw, you know, generations gone by from men, kind of a Tommy Shelby type of thing. I think if people start bringing that back, if men really embody that, and I know a lot of guys at 1STMAN, I know we've spoken about this before in the comments, and I've done a couple of videos. If we bring this back, I know for a fact that will hit harder than anything a lot of these young kids are doing today. Again, how professional does that look? You know, the shaved head, the stubble, the kind of suit with the overcoat, the tie, and the umbrella. That just looks so professional. You just don't see that anymore. Do you know what? These days it would be a hoodie. A kid would have a hoodie, shorts, and sandals on, you know, and they just have their hood up and they just be running for cover. You know, be getting out of an Uber and running to the next shop. It's embarrassing, I think, in this era. Just look how professional that looks. I know it's a pint. I don't recommend everybody drinks pints, but sat there with the newspaper, you know, it's to give him a bad boy image, like he doesn't care. But Look at that suit with the muscle, with the definition, solid jawline, good stubble, the shaved head. Most guys would say, oh, I've lost my hair, I'm panicking. Statham looks 10 times better than any man that I've ever seen in this image here. Professional shoes, it just the dark blue suit, the navy suit, the car to match, the newspaper. It just, what an image he's casting here. And people just don't do this anymore. Where? Now, this is the problem, guys, is I think if you were riding around in that sort of car with that suit on, I honestly believe that lost art of professionalism and class, I seriously think with a nice watch or something, you're going to get 10 times more women than, let's say, somebody like a Lil Pump who's just going to have all this, or one of these young rappers, one of these new Lils, and just have all your hair everywhere and fucking rainbow type shit. You're wearing Supreme from head to toe, Gucci shoes, and not the professional kind. I mean like the trainers. And I just think, honestly, that lost art is just, it's just there as a giant opportunity. You guys know that I made that video very recently, and I was talking about how being in shape in this era is enormous because nobody is, and it's become a numbers game. I seriously think with all these young kids, and it's, even young men, just men all the way up to 30, all trying to jump on these hype trains of, I'm going to have blue hair or green hair. And then on top of that, I'm going to grow my hair out and I'm going to put a line straight through there. I'm going to comb it over perfectly. I'm going to wear Supreme from head to toe. I'm going to talk a certain way. I'm white, but I'm going to pretend I'm black. Kind of this young image that's going on right now where everyone's trying to be something they're not because they look at the media and they're like, what's popular? What's popular? How do I'm going to go to a job interview and I'm going to talk like Lil Wayne. It's like, but why? Because he's got 10 million followers. But that's him. He's famous. He's a rapper. It's not you. Oh, Lil Pump says something this way. I'm going to do it. Lil Pump's famous and he wears these shoes. It's like, yeah, but he's famous. You just said it yourself. He's famous. Justin Bieber could roll up in cargo shorts and a tank top and get, a photo shoot for Hugo Boss. They just be like, you're in, put this on, you'll be fine. The rest of us, we're at different standards. You're not famous. You're not going to get the same women. You're not going to get the same shit. Non-famous people need to abide by a different standard. Kind of David Gandy, Jason Statham, that kind of level of man. And I just think that art has been lost so much that any guy who goes down that route and says, do you know what, fuck it, I'm going to put on some brown loafers, I'm going to put on a tailored suit, I'm going to put on 1STMAN's shirts, which are coming soon, I think Thursday. I've been told Thursday. So they're going to be amazing. They're going to, wait, honestly, I'll do some marketing for it, guys. You'll see the difference between even expensive shirts from top level companies compared to these shirts. It's going to blow your mind. And, you have your nice watch or whatever. You have a professional look. You've not got like, let's say, that white hair that a lot of guys were doing recently, white or grey hair, and it's just everywhere, and it just look like a professional looking man. It's not boring. A professional looking man who talks properly, who has some respect for himself, and wants to go through life and actually make, a good impression on the world. He wants to be very professional and keep that certain level of class which has been lost. And that's such a rarity in this era. I honestly believe whoever does that massively succeeds in success with women. I said to my ex-girlfriend there, but we were speaking about it before, and we were saying that if a guy drove along the road in like a dark green McLaren or like a dark green Mercedes or something, or a black Mercedes, and he was playing Misunderstood by Nina Simone, I was like, would that be more attractive to you than a guy in a bright orange Lamborghini playing like Lil Pump? And she was like, 100%. Like, I wouldn't even look at the other guy because he's clearly a knob. But she was like, the other guy, you'd be thinking that's different. That's professional. That guy's mature. What, why is he playing that? I want to get to know him. That's intriguing. It's completely different. And honestly, like looking at that Jason Statham video, I seriously think whoever goes down that route will take over the game, guys. We'll take over the game. And just have a look at, you just think if you were driving along in a car like that and you were playing, let's say you were driving along in an orange Lamborghini and you were playing something like this.
Joey. I don't need new friends, I don't like fake friends. Only here to make ends, call when to check in. I don't like partial, need the whole back end. Fresh out of London, she still got an axe to the crib like a palace. I took her to Bastards. If he wanna feature, then we gotta tax him. I got me a bad bitch to cover, I'm maxing the comments and shit.
I just find it so weird in this era. It's like, what about this one? I just find, honestly, guys, I just find it so strange that everybody's trying to look like that. But, you know, everybody's going down this fucking route, and it's just embarrassing of like, how could the worse I dress, the more fans I get. You know, the worse I look, the worse attitude that I have. Like, it's just little boys just trying to be rascals, and they're not. You know, they're not bad boys deep down. They're soft as shit. And they're just rolling around thinking that they're tough as hell. And, you know, it's not got its place when you're not a celebrity. If you're all these young kids are being influenced by it and saying, you know, Jake Paul was wearing these trousers, Lil Pump's got his hair like this. And it's like, guys, trust me, it's not going to work if you're not famous. It's not going to work. You know, you go down that Jason Statham route of having those nice clothes on. You know, you could be a bold guy, but you stay in shape. You have those nice clothes on, you have a nice professional car or something, a nice professional home where a woman can walk in and be like, I could live here, this is clean, it's hygienic, he's got all the facilities, you know, he cooks his own food. You can have a chef, but, you know, he's got the ability to cook, he cleans his house, you know, those sort of things. He's got his towels, you know, they're all mapped out perfectly, they're the same color, they're in the bathroom, you know. Women look at stuff like that and they go, nice. You know, they don't want to show up to some frat boy house, you know, and it stinks as shit. You've still got yesterday's pizza on the side, you haven't cleaned it up, and you're like, yeah, but bitch, I'm famous, fuck you, because you've heard it in a rap song. It's not going to work, right? And I just think that professionalism and class, I just think it's been lost in this era. And it's great being British because that's something that we embody and have embodied over the years. And any guy who is British will see that Jason Statham clip and be like, shit, that's how I want to be. You know, that's that James Bond shit. That's that David Gandy shit. And there's something about the colours in London, something about the rain, you know, that level of professionalism, the way we dress, Savile Row. We're just better. We're just better in that sense. And I just think, especially any Americans that are watching, forget all this shit. Please forget all this shit. It's not doing you any favours. You know, if you look like Jake Paul, Lil Pump, whatever, you might get some girls, but they're going to be under 21. I don't know if you want that. They're going to be pathetic, stupid, hype beasts. You know, if you want to get some high quality women, maybe a 27-year-old who wears a nice tight black dress, heels, earrings, you know, hair tied back, just a naturally beautiful woman, you know, we've all seen that type. You're going to have to go down that Jason Statham route of that clip that I showed you, because in the other sense, it's not going to happen. I promise you guys. I promise you. You know, I've been looking at this for a while and everybody's going down this route, and I'm going to go down that route. Soon, in the next 2 years, when I've got the streaming platform and I've got these shirts popping off and I can start going back to enjoying my life a bit more, I'll show you exactly what I mean, and I'll show you the difference in professionalism. You know, the amount of opportunities you'll get in life is enormous. The amount of high quality women that you'll get is enormous. Like we got this kind of ethos in the modern era to sleep with 100 women in one night and you're a gangster. It's like, I don't fucking want that. I'd much rather have that one straight 10, that classy woman who was intelligent, who, you know, maybe she went to Harvard or Cambridge, but she's also beautiful. And, you know, those sort of traits. She dresses fantastically, great hygiene, and maybe she knows 3 languages, and you're like, fuck, this is an impressive woman. I'd much rather go down that route than be like, that girl's got a fat ass and she can twerk. You know, don't get me wrong, the girl can still have a fat ass and she can still twerk, but that's not, you know, her main trait. It's not in her Tinder bio, if you get what I mean. But that's what I want to show you guys. So I hope everybody, you know, has taken something from this and has realized that that isn't the route to go down. Don't get caught up in all this hype. It's a celebrity thing. And normal people that do that and just bum around, stinking of shit, wearing, you know, hype beast type clothes, driving in a loud car with a big exhaust, doesn't work, guys. Professionalism, it's stood the test of time. You know, suits, nice cars, those kind of neutral colors, it's always worked.